we do want to dive into some of the other topics that you started. So just specifically on crypto, because of, that positive correlation that we had been seeing for so long. Everyone was saying, it's pegged to the NASDAQ, it's pegged to the S&P. But I would imagine that, with some of the ETFs and the flow that then would necessitate being coming in, the insto support coming through, that we could see a detachment from the norms.
I mean, I don't know how technical you want to get, but this ordinals this ordinals race that's happening off a very, very small base at the moment, it's changed the economics of the miners. You're beginning to see a whole lot of stuff there. But when I talk to the guys who actually know enough to be able to follow where the on-chain demand's coming from, it's an Asian story this time round. As far as America's concerned, there's still a huge, huge amount of FUD in America. So net new flows are way more out of Asia at the moment than they are out of the US, which makes me feel like US is going to do its thing with the ETFs. There's, 5 billion waiting to come there? It's going to be nice, but it's going to be a yawn compared to the amount you'd be hoping after a short-term thing. But overall, you could easily see $50 or $100 billion in net new flow out of Asia this year. And if that happens...
What does that mean for the price of Bitcoin?
You know me. I don't know how much is coming out of ordinals. I feel like after a period of time where I was secularly long Ethereum versus Bitcoin, ordinals and sats and all of that and the on-chain activity makes me feel like while Vitalik's got to sort out a part of his staking stuff, etc., Bitcoin feels more solid to me at the moment. So on a relative basis, I can talk to you. I feel like for the next little while, Bitcoin feels better to me than Ethereum. But on an absolute basis, you're going to have to leave it to the crazies who, at the moment feel like any number's possible, and certainly a retest. They're all telling me, and I'm a skeptic, that there's a retest of the SBF FTX high coming not that far away.
Well, what was that? 65,000? 65,000. Yeah. I just want to get a quick sense, Mark, on so with this Bitcoin ETF, obviously some legitimacy comes back into the market, but then it again makes the profile of Bitcoin more an investment vehicle and an investment product than the underlying use case. And I wonder where the adoption story.
Well, that's where I think ordinals, half of the economics for the miners now is coming out of ordinals, which is something that nobody talks about, which is you're actually seeing a whole lot of practical on-chain activity that's changed the economics of the Bitcoin miners. That puts a floor under it. It's a bit like I've always said about gold. Gold is a very good industrial commodity. The problem is it's a good industrial commodity at $850 to $1,000 an ounce. It's not at $2,000, but at least in terms of the layers of value for gold, you've got industrial material, then jewellery, and then its value as a store of value. What you've got now is it's clear that the bottom end of what Bitcoin's worth is not zero because the chain really is valuable.